Action.
The meaning behind Wild Nights with Emily. Wild Nights with Emily is a very fun film with lots of techniques that are embedded within to help drive the story. Emily and Susan have a complicated relationship. They are secretly in love, but they cannot be together openly. On the surface, they are stepsisters and must hide their lust. Beneath the surface and behind everyone's back, they are lovers. Many film techniques help add to the story of their love. This includes the way off screen sound is used to help set the tone of certain scenes or moments, certain editing techniques, and even the costume that the characters have on adds to the tone of the story and the relationship between Emily and Susan. In many scenes, the decor and lighting add to the romantic themes of the movie, making up the mise en scene. Voiceovers are also used to set the tone and to add to the story being told. This all comes together to help better tell the story of Emily Dickinson. The Getaway. Throughout the film, Emily is seen constantly making trips to Susan's house. When these trips occur, there tends to be an extreme long shot to show both houses in the shot. When Emily is going to the house, it is normally secretive. They will even use a tracking shot and panning shot to follow Emily while she goes to Susan's. I think these shots put emphasis on the relationship being a secret. These shots even add suspense, since if Emily were caught, it would end their relationship. There also shows the connection between Emily and Susan. Even after growing old and Susan getting married, she still stayed right by Emily's side the whole time. The fact that they risk Susan's marriage and Emily's relationship with her family just for love shows how much they care about each other. The shots showing their houses next to each other show how much they care for one another. Black and white. Whenever Emily and Susan are seen on screen in public, they seem to always have contrasting colors on, meaning Emily normally has on a dark toned costume while Susan would have a much lighter toned costume. Even in some establishing shots, the background of Emily and Susan will have contrasting colors. I think this represents a couple of things. First, this may represent how opposites attract, so their outfits emphasize their love for one another. It may also represent that their love is forbidden and how it is hidden from others. This is also backed up whenever they seem to be alone, freely being with each other. They seem to both end up wearing white. The opposite colors in their wardrobe seem to hide their love for each other. It also seems to add tension to the scene since it is obvious and causes both the characters to stick out. In addition, Emily is constantly hiding her true self throughout the film. So, her wearing dark colors seems more suited to her character, while Susan is more lighthearted and perceived as almost perfect, so the white colors fit her character better. Close up. Hidden desires. During the movie, Emily and Susan are constantly messing around behind everyone's back. When this happens, there seems to be constant post-synchronization dubbing of fast-paced piano playing. This only plays when they are being secretive and intimate. I think the sound represents their lust for each other. This music also adds to a lot of tension since the fast-paced piano feels like they are committing a crime. In one scene, this music is used while Emily is sneaking home from Susan's house. The music adds suspense to this scene, especially and makes the moment feel more important. The music is also uplifting, representing the love they both have. They may be doing something frowned upon to them, but to them it is the right thing to do, and the music reflects their emotions during these scenes. True thoughts. Emily writes many poems for Susan throughout this movie. There are multiple scenes where there is a voiceover of Emily's voice, reading the poems to Susan. This is also done as off-screen sound. These scenes also involved a montage of what the poem is about. It also uses flashbacks to help describe the poem too. These scenes help the viewer picture what Emily is trying to say in the poems. This also adds development between their relationship and helps the viewers understand their relationship. These poems represent Emily's true feelings and thoughts. Since she is not able to express her feelings openly, she writes them down as poems for Susan. While it's being read, there are multiple reverse shots of her and Susan. All of Emily's writing takes place in her room where she feels safe. She can communicate her love for Susan through poems without the risk of others knowing. These scenes are also normally partnered with slow music showing the serenity of the love between Emily and Susan. The voiceover can also represent Emily's escape from her normal life. She can write down her true feelings and send them off. This could be a form of release that she uses to stay mentally sane, since she constantly hides her true self. Just end on like a normal shot. Hiding who she is. Emily is constantly in her room writing poems for Susan. Inside her room, everything is white and very bright. They use high-key lighting to highlight Emily's room. I believe this is on purpose, since within her room she can be herself. Additionally, within her room, she always seems to also have a white robe on instead of a black-colored dress. Her bedroom seems to be her escape from her tortured life, since she constantly must hide who she really is. Within her room is also where she hides and writes her poems. She can fully express herself within her bedroom and does not have to worry about what others think. Since Emily is constantly hiding who she truly is, her room is where she can release her true self. The environment creates a diegesis that promotes innocence when others are in her room. White is also a symbol of marriage, and the white theme in her room may represent her relationship with Susan. That's all.